Hello, all you hardcores out there. How you doing? It's Russ here from Poker's Corner. Biggest gob in sport. 8:20 on a Thursday morning. What have we got going today then? Let's have a look. See, the gad's piped up, hasn't he? You'd love to be in helmets this month, wouldn't you, Gad? Or weapon at week. Hey? And you, Umar. Umar, IFL, Umar. You'd love to be in it. And pairing you should, especially you, Umar, for all questions that you don't ask. You know what I mean? You're slagging the pork off on IFL. Pugsy. Porky. That's what it is. Porky or Mr. Hartley. All right, not Russell or Russ. You didn't go to school with me, or you've not been in jail with me. You want to call me them names. All right? All right. Now that we've addressed the gad slagging me off in that interview on IFL, all good stuff, innit? Right. Big Johnny Fisher. I'm going to put you up on in lights on a thumbnail. My mates just sent me some photographs of you at a restaurant, tucking into a dinner like that. It's like something desperate Dan'd eat. So I'm going to point out to you one more time. Right. This is what you need to be eating, kid. Fruit. Forgot name of these. They're not peaches. They're like peaches, but what they do is strip body fat down. Does anybody know what they're called? I don't know, but they look like an apple, taste like a peach, but they're not a peach. Then grapes, and then right, Big John. When I were big, and I were bigger than you, right? I were bigger than you, so you can get like me. Right? You can get down to 152 pounds from 400. Pretty easy, right? But you don't have an overnight. You've got to take your time with it, otherwise you end up having to have skin ops. Do you know what I mean? You don't want skin ops, you want your skin to be tight, don't you? True. You know when you're hungry and you're thinking you need a Chinese, just eat a Granny Smith's apple, right? Take core out, eat a Granny Smith's apple with that. You don't want to damage your teeth, do you? And it takes hunger pains away. It's what boxers have been doing for years. Back in the day, a bloke in my village used to swear by a Granny Smith's apple, Bruce Woodcock. That's what they used to eat back in the day. Do you know what I mean? So it's got everything in that you need. And haggis and Granny Smith's apple, that's what they used to eat back in the day. Not Chinese fried food. That's no good. Beer's no good. Every pint of lager that you eat, Big Johnny Fisher, right, or drink, sorry, that's like eating a Snicker. A pint of lager is a Snicker. So if you do eight pints, 8 Snickers, and then you go on to your Chinese, that's your problem. You might not eat out all day and then feel that you need that, but if you're eating the wrong food at the wrong times, all right, Mickey Theo taught me that. One thing I did take from him, he knew what to put in his body, when to put it in his body. All right, you're like a master at it. And he's 60-year-old, isn't he? Make in October. So go on the fruits, Johnny Fisher, because you're going to kill yourself. Every picture I see, I don't know if you're doing it for views and clicks and for a laugh and all that, but you're killing yourself, mate. But you can't see it, can you? I couldn't see it. When you get by 20 stone, you just keep going and going and going. Oh, handbrake's been let off then. That's what I found. But at the time, I had over 1,000 Rice Krispie squares at my place. And if I couldn't be bothered to go out and get any food or ring anything, I'd just gnaw on them till they were all gone. Because they're addictive. But that's sugar, isn't it? Because I'm ex-junkie, aren't I? Ex-junkies like sugar and Monster Munch and bits of shit like that, don't they? You have to figure it out yourself. You've got to educate yourself. But I don't think you're educating yourself. You're eating your way to an early grave and you look like you're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I had the same problem. Don't say that you're not bothered and all this and everything's in control, because it ain't. Everything's under control, because it ain't. You'll tell yourself that. But if you're going to have a gastric band, what it does, it sends signals to your brain and educates you. It ain't just a big band thing that goes around your stomach, and if you eat too much, you spew. It ain't. Sends signals of fear. Tells you what to eat and when to eat. So that's why it's a fortune to have it done. So just a bit of advice there, because you're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And you look like Fatty Arbuckle. You remember him, don't you? And I were like that. You've seen in that bully video I put out the other day. It's all genuine. Oh yeah, that is. Now, I don't want to see you keel over one day, have an heart attack and drop dead. You've got children and a missus and that, haven't you? And you are a funny bloke. So just go steady. Just go steady. Cut your portion size down, but I think you're past that now. If you put your height and your weight into NHS BMI, it'll tell you what you are, and then you go see a doctor and you get help. It's just like when I were an heroin addict, John, it was £150, £200 a day. Every day you had to find that money. Every day. For over 10 years, about 10 and a half years. From Easter 2000 to 2 days before my 40th birthday, October 2010. So it's up to you, but I'm giving you some very, very good advice here that might save your life. And your lad's obviously doing boxing, isn't he? He's undefeated. He's going to need his dad there, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? Don't mind all this having a laugh and who wants a burger and all that, or who wants an effing burger. That's stupidness. Be smart. You're a long time dead, mate. You know what happens when you die, Johnny? They just chuck muck on you. They'll have a bit of a big spread and a turnout for you down there in Brentwood, Essex. They'll all turn up saying what a good bloke you are. 2 weeks later, you'll be forgot. You'll be forgot. What's going to happen to your lad then? Well, he's got a chance to win British title, I'm told, at some point in the next 18 months. Who knows then? So be smart. Okay. Spotty Frank. Piping up in it. Eddie earned 47 interviews 2 days. Spotty Frank 33. That's 80 interviews. You count the press conference. Oh no, not counting the press conference. 80 interviews. How many's Bricktop done? He hasn't done that many, has he? Him and his psychic. I don't even know if Bricktop's got a psychic. Is it George or Francis? Either way, they don't seem to be piping up, do they? So they leave it to the dad. But although Eddie's bottled it, and he going on TalkSport with Bricktop, I can understand that. But Spotty Frank, why are you coming out as if you're this big expert on boxing? You're not an expert. You make the tea for Eddie and you fly around with contracts and get people to sign them. You're no different to what I used to do for Dennis, except you used to get paid, you want on a ticket deal. So Spotty Frank, stop piping up. Or if you want to pipe up, let's get at it. Let's get at it. In ring, me and you. What are you? I'm 5'8", Frank. So you're what are you, 5'9"? Get a couple of stone off and we'll get at it. Or me and you, Gad. We're similar age, aren't we? There's nothing I'd like better, Gad, than to bust that thing that you've got masquerading as a nose on your face. You know, in ring. I'd love to do that, Gad. And you'd be up for it, you, because you're narcissistic, aren't you? I ain't really got time for snobby kids that are fetched up in privilege, you know, middle class, whatevers. So get in touch with Cobra and we can get it sorted, can't we? We can get it on! Or get in touch with Cobra Spotty Frank. All right, but it's no good having a go is it, Spotty? Ben Shalom. Just because you're not at Sky now, because let me tell you this. You'd love to be at Sky. 2 seconds. But I heard something then. Could have been Big John Fury, big fighting man. Come to pop bang me. Spotty Frank, pipe down, you T-boy. I remember when you used to tiptoe around these interviews, you were doing like one every month. Now we can't shut you up. You know why we can't shut you up? I'll tell you why we can't shut you up, because you're on back foot. You're all on back foot. Putting Big Meech on, aka the Marvis Fraser of boxing, against Robert Hilarious. Robert Hilarious. That's who it is. Because let me tell you this. It's not Robert Hilarious, is it? The whole episode has now become hilarious. Have you seen it on here, Robert Hilarious? I'm going to knock out Big Meech, and then I'm going to knock out Wilder, and then I want Usyk or Fury. Why aren't these YouTubers that are asking Robert Hilarious them questions turning around when he's coming out with that BS and saying to him, Robert Hilarious, what are you going to do next? Oh, I'm going to knock out AJ, then Wilder, then Fury or Usyk next. Why aren't the YouTubers saying, mate, you're talking utter rhubarb? Utter rhubarb. You're pushing 40-year-old. You've just been in with your white collar. You must think all your birthdays have come at once fighting Joshua. This fight won't go 1 round. Watch. 1 rounder. Big shout out, Cash Ali. Come see me, Cash. We'll get you back on track. Forget Dennis. He don't know what he's doing. Ticket deal Dennis can't know with you, Cash. Come and see your Uncle Porky and I'll plan you a route. We've got you a new trainer if you've split up with one you've got. Come see me. Unbelievable. All right. Eddie drowning people out. All comments and emails I'm getting is about Eddie Hills. He's more famous than all his boxers. So let's just have a look at who Eddie's got who's pay-per-view. Big Meech. He's not on pay-per-view, is he? The pay-per-view days are gone for Big Meech. Who next? So Big Meech is now reduced to picking up a few quid. Hey. Big Meech. Conor Benny's parked up, not 14, 16 months. Dylan White's parked up. He may never fight again, unless it's on a Dana White show. Pop, bang. Who else is there? Katie Taylor, she's not pay-per-view. Ted Cheeseman, the big cheese, he's not pay-per-view, is he? Awara Davis could be pay-per-view, but he's left. Awara's left. Pop, bang on that one. Anthony Yard, they've been sniffing around him for the last 3 months. He don't want to go to Matchroom. Hey? What's going on? What is going on? Desperate people do desperate things, but all I'm hearing is how they're giving back to the fans. We're giving back to the fans. We're not charging pay-per-poo. No, we're not charging pay-per-poo. We're giving back to fans. But it's 20 quid if you're not a DAZN member just to join and to see it on non-pay-per-view. So you're shelling out 20 before you start. It's only 20 on Sky pay-per-view, isn't it? We're going round in circles, aren't we? Hey, we're going round in circles. That's what we're doing. We're going round in circles. You know my pal, Ingram Jones, who used to do PR work for Dennis years ago? He said to me one night, he said, they're never going to put Anthony Joshua near John Terry Wilder. I said, why's that? He said, do you remember Barry Hearn when he went to Wilder or the Harrison fight? I went, yeah. So they were frightened to death. They were doing rounds, chatting to certain people in boxing. You know the circle. They were saying, we're going to avoid Wilder, Luis Ortiz, and Fury. And they did. They had Luis Ortiz in the same stable, never fought him. And they've not fought Tyson Fury, have they, Joshua? And they've not fought Wilder. So, you know, it's... but these media guys have got to start putting it on them. They can't see. These media guys cannot see that what we're doing to sport. They can't see it. They can't see it at all. Because when casual boxing fans, who's their audience that gets them all going, when casuals are watching these interviews, they even know that this show is utter poo. But when you've got the media skating around it saying, well, Eddie saved the show, like you, the guy. Look, you know you're boxing, you're an historian. You know what this show is, Gad. You do, you've been around it long enough, you've been around it all your life. Like myself, you study the game. You know, but you also get a good living out of it, don't you? I don't get a living out of boxing. I can say what I want. But you know what's going on, but you don't say oh. And I'll keep pushing. But you keep telling people, oh, the show's saved, and nobody's saying that. I'm saying something, the show's shite. It's utter shite. Now it's not a pay-per-view, you'll think that's a get out of jail card. And you keep going on about Anthony Joshua, how he's took a pay cut. What Forbes magazine got him at? 210 million. I've also seen 180 million. Wow, Joshua had to take 2 or 3 million pay cut or whatever it is. Well, that don't mean shit. It don't mean anything. It's not even a guy that he's getting for sparring. So he's going to go knock him out. It'll look good on an highlight reel. And AJ's back. But he ain't back knocking this guy out. He's just wasting a training camp. You know, years and years and years ago, when I was following the Cobra, I always base everything about the Cobra's career. I once said to him, why are you having all these hard fights back to back? You know what he said to me, Carl? And this is a true story. He said, why do I want to do 2 weeks on my own and then 12 weeks with Rob, me and Big and Robert McCracken? Why do I want to put myself through all that and never missing a run every morning? Why do I want to put myself through all that to just knock some bum out? It's just a waste of time, isn't it? It's a waste of time. I want to put myself through all that knowing that, hey, listen, this could be an hard 12 rounds here. You know, like a Kessler fight. You know, something like that. Or going in with all them guys he fought. You know, I mean, even before he won world title, Robin Reed, Brian McGee. You know what I mean? Brian McGee, 25-2, British European and a 2-time world champion. Robin Reed, world champion. Knocked them both out. Calzaghe didn't rematch Reed, who I thought beat Calzaghe the first time, and he didn't fight McGee because he was a southpaw. He dealt with them before he even got to world level. And we know the rest, don't we? John Pascal, undefeated Olympian. You're a world champion, what, 16 years later, 17 years later? Dirrell, undefeated Olympic bronze. You know. Kessler in Denmark, not England. Rematched him in England. They're now mates. Arthur Abraham, never been beat in ring, knocked everybody out. 10 defences as a middleweight world champion. Took him to school in Finland. Glenn Johnson knocked Jones out, didn't he? Roch beat him. Calzaghe pulled out Glenn Johnson fight 3 times. Pop, pop, bang. You know what I mean? Can go on forever, can't we? I could go on forever. We know about the rest, don't we? We know the dance, don't we? Right? He never wasted training camps. So Joshua's just wasted all this training camp, but he's still getting millions for fighting a guy that he would not use for sparring. This guy will probably fight Johnny Fisher in his next fight after Joshua dusts him because he's got name recognition. Oh, he's been in with Joshua. And let's see if Johnny Fisher can do a better job in him than Joshua. It's going to be that kind of thing. It'll be an international 10-rounder. That's what this is, Edward. So, I don't know where we're going, but these media guys, stop running around bigging stuff up like this. You need to be saying it's crap. But because there's no pay-per-view, nobody can fire at them, can they? Because they bottled it, didn't they? And I'm not surprised. The card is shite. Utter shite. And they're going on about the Sky stuff. That's not much better, but there's not much to pick at, is there now? Eddie and Frank, Spotty Frank, stop drowning everybody out. You know what I mean? Stop dragging everybody out. All right. Balls on you two. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Speaking of balls, Derek War Chisora. What's happening with him? Derek War Chisora. Hey? He's got his feet well on the table over there in the kingdom. Hey? Derek War Chisora. Oh my God. Unbelievable. 2 seconds. I think we've got a draft. Well, Derek War Chisora, Big Malk, Tunde, Jamie Morse, Spotty Frank, Eddie, all of them. Juggies Oliver. They've all stuck it, haven't they, to Dylan White. And quite rightly so. But before this test, they were all hanging out the back of Dylan White. The gad going up to him going, do you shower before a fight? Hey? Why weren't you mentioning it to him then? About the drug issue before boxing and the other 2 issues in boxing. Nobody mentioned anything to him, did they? Nobody. I've got pictures on here of some of them people there high-fiving this man. But now all of a sudden he's a drugs cheat and they're going on about all his other drug tests. Yeah. So why are they coming out now? Is it because he's been dropped by Hearn and sent to Coventry? Is that what it is? Been dropped, hasn't he? But he was always a drug cheat anyway, so why weren't you getting him out at sport before? It was best thing since sliced bread 2 weeks ago. Now look. Hey? Now look what's happening. Hung him out to dry. Hung him out to dry. Let me tell you. Hung that kid out to dry. And quite rightly so. But why weren't they doing it a couple of weeks ago? And why have we not got the same energy for Dylan White to be given due process like Crusher Ben? Eh? Why have we got that? Why have we got that? Why have we got that same energy? We haven't, have we? We've not got that, have we? Well, we haven't, have we? We've not got that same energy. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So the cameraman's been hung out to dry. But what I want to know is this. Whenever these are pushed into a corner or backed into a corner by somebody doing an interview, they either lie or they say we can't answer that for legal reasons. It's a bit like getting it dock in it and going, no comment, or I plead the fifth. Innit? It's not an answer, that, is it? That ain't an answer. Not an answer at all. They know what substances were in his body. That's why they've outed him. But they don't want to come out and say, do they? Not while they've got this fight to get hard at weight. It'll all come out after this weekend. What substances are in him. It'll all come out. Like I said, it must be bad for these lot to not be saying no. It'll be left to Thomas Hauser and Fat Dan, won't it? Isn't that right, Fat Dan? I remember when Fat Dan used to DM me years ago when I first started with Big Ron. Big Ron used to say, "Oh, he's all right, Dan. Why are you always digging him out?" I say, "He's as big as me. He needs to go on a diet or get a gastric." Anyway, Fat Dan used to go on about his baseball card collection to me. Didn't you, Fat Dan? Telling me what they were worth. Who cares about baseball? It's a shit sport. I used to watch it all the time until Barry Bonds were juicing. Now it's just a shit sport. It's a poor man's version of cricket, a real man's sport. So, Talk Sport Agenda. Talk Sport Agenda. Joshua thinks it's an agenda, doesn't he? Hey. I don't know. I've got major problems, haven't I? Oh. Talk Sport Agenda. Them lads on Talk Sport, I don't mind them, you know. I don't mind them. The Gad, the Juggies Oliver, not bad on there, but when they get the big two on, don't they? Eddie Hills and Bricktop, I think they feel the nappies. I think they're frightened to death. That's what I think. I think they're frightened to death when they get them two on. Anybody else, it's fair game. But they don't go after them, do they? Simon Jordan does. I thought he got his information wrong the other day, but Eddie dragged that out. And Eddie's a master at it. He's a slippery customer, isn't he? He's a slippery customer. I don't think there's an agenda. I just think they want to get the truth out there. I'll tell you who I do like on there, and he should be a big dog on there. Adam Cattrall and Nick Peat. They should be given more airtime on there and more slots, because they're proper journalists, boxing journalists then. They can go home at night, them two, right, and look in the mirror. And you know what? Sometimes that's better, isn't it? Sometimes that's just a little bit better. We have a saying here, a man in the mirror moment. Yeah. Me and Kevin, who owns this. Yeah. We have a saying, man in the mirror moment. Sometimes it doesn't have to be about money. It's about the respect. All right. Sometimes that respect's just that little bit better. It's a bit like going in a pub, isn't it? And local guy comes in who could knock everybody out in the village, but he ain't a bully. And then Bully comes in, and he's had a couple of silver medals, and you always wonder what he's going to do next. And he's got no respect, has he? You know you want to be sat next to, don't you, when you're in there? Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like that, isn't it? The respect is worth more than the money. And when the guy gets up with the bully who can fight, and he leaves the pub, people go, he's all right, isn't he? It's better than the guy that gets up and they go, I'm glad he's gone. Well, it's a bit like that with this shower, isn't it? Isn't it, really? That's how I look at it. I just think that it's better to have respect and not make it about money. But something question, you know. But yeah, Adam Cattrall and Nick Peat, when I watch Fight Disciples, give that a look, Fight Disciples on YouTube. They give me that bit of, you know what? At least I'm not the only one that wants the proper fights and sticks it to this lot. Do you know what I mean? Because I hear how Eddie Hills, this Iceman from Billericay. When I hear him coming out with nonsense, I think, and these boys, they just tell it straight, don't they? So I'm a big fan of them, and I'd like to see them more on Talksport. And I'd like to see the Gad and Juggy as Oliver just grow a pair. Instead of trying to be everybody's pal and worrying about being out of the circle, just call it straight. Look, we're all going to be dead in 50 years, so who cares anyway? So just call it straight, man. Come on. Hey? You mind trying to get in my good books to get in helmets? You know what I mean? I might shelf helmets anyway because there's too many to choose from, isn't there? You know, we get votes for helmets. There's just too many. There's too many helmets behaving like utter helmets. You know, that's how I look at it. Might be harsh, but we're on a roll today. We're going through it today. Let me see if I can get a bit of this down me. Because I'm starting to get worried lately. 12 song 2 to 10, 12, and I don't feel hungry. Not a good look, is it? The clothes hanging off you. You know what I mean? Never going to get a woman, am I, at this rate? Yeah, cheers for mention anyway, Gaddy. On the whole, it kind of like leaves a bad taste in my mouth, this show. But I'll give maximum respect for saying people can have a refund. They'll have all bases covered, I can assure you of that. I think they just want to get the fight over the line and make a little bit of bread. Leave a bit of bread in somebody's mouth, but not a full loaf. And move on. But what preparation is this for Wilder? It ain't no preparation. If Joshua comes out, flattens him in 1 minute flat, if Joshua flattens him early, what has he learned? He hasn't learned anything. But if he takes him 8, 9 rounds, right, he'll get hammered, but they'll say where he needed rounds. So they've already got a get out of jail free card, haven't they? And if they'd have knocked him out in 1 round, crowd will boo. The crowd will boo. And I think Eddie Hearn will get drenched in drink when he walks back to the dressing room. I think they'll drench him in drink. I've already got people emailing me saying they're going to throw a drink on Eddie, so I can't really wait for it all to kick off. I can't wait. There's teams of people going down there, and there's a bet going around saying who's going to drench him. And maybe that's what it needs, isn't it, really? Now, all these arse workers drowned in drink from members of the public, the baying mob. That's what it needs. All of them, because they're all responsible. All these media guys giving them airtime, like that stupid Umar, right? Who didn't say a word to any of them, bricks up already. That stupid Umar, Big Bird Coogan, who's gone missing. Tony Bellew missing in action as well. Am I harsh or what? I don't care. I just don't care. But which brings me to the Simon Jordan, Eddie Hills thing. We've got a man coming out of hospital who's had prostate cancer. Good luck to Simon Jordan in your battle with that. Good luck with that. I thought he looked a bit different because he's usually clean shaven. He looks like he's lost a bit of weight, so he's probably been worried. It's not nice having operations. I can assure you of that. I've had enough of them myself. I've probably got a couple more to go through, but no. So I want to finish off on last couple of things. Sporting icons. Just give it a rest with Dylan White, right? He's failed in K1, hasn't he, according to Tunde Ajayi. Purple Tunde. Yeah, off the crossbar. 3-0. If I get to 5-0, it'll be my record. Tunde Ajayi tells it straight, doesn't he? But, he did about Dylan White. K1 he failed in, drug test. And he's out now has 3 issues as a pro boxer. So how can the sporting icons come out and defend that? I don't know, but he's Eddie Hearn's guy, isn't he? Aren't you? Remember all them little clips that you used to put on your channel about Barry Hearn? You were quiet though when he got mentioned in Epstein's book, weren't you, Sporting? Eh? Eh? Sporting coming out. Oh my God. Going on about Matchroom and this and that and blah blah blah. Look, show your face, sporting icons. Show your face on your channel. That's all the YouTube fraternity want to see. We want to see what you look like. You and Hatman. Yeah. And Ultratech. Ultratech's a top man, but they've all got plenty to say. But Ultratech, he's a bit similar to me, isn't he, what he says? But he admits that he hasn't got the knackers to go in front of the camera. I have, probably because I'm a crazy little mofo, aren't I? You know, I want to see what these people look like, because does anybody take them serious? The best boxing man out of them, you'd have to say, is Hatman, wouldn't you? Very balanced views. Very, 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 very good. Puts things very well. A bit like Simon Jordan, but in his own way, I think he's probably the best one out of a lot on YouTube. Hatman, as regards breaking stuff down, he's probably the daddy, but it's about time these people come from behind the keyboards, isn't it, really? You know what I mean? Sporting icons needs to. But in other news, Crater Face, Callum Smith, and his trainer, Sam Allardyce, aka Dirty Buddy McGirt, backstabber. They're fighting with Beta Beeves off, because Beta Beeves got toothache. What do I make of that all that? I don't really care. I didn't even know it were on, to be honest. Well, I did, but I hadn't seen anything about it. And Crater Face is not going to push it, is he? So Beefy Smith present against Eubank. Does that even need a rematch? Hey? 4-0. Does that even need a rematch? It was conclusive, wasn't it? Did Proch Butte need a rematch? Because she was a bit like that, wasn't it, really? Proch Butte, that didn't need a rematch. So why have we got Beefy, Eubank in a rematch? It's pure age, really, isn't it? Pure age. It's two fighters having a pension fight. So no, I don't want to see that. And I don't even see it doing 250,000 buys. It's that poor. It's that poor, honestly. It's that poor of a fight. But I don't want to see it, but I'll watch it. I won't pay for it. You know what I mean? But I don't want to see it, to be honest. I want to see him in with something else. I want to see Beefy get at it with. I don't step up away. Get at it with somebody. Beef is about that Felix Cash level, really, isn't it? Felix Cash probably dusts him. But he's gone missing, hasn't he? So I don't know what's happening. A lot of people asking him about Johnny Fisher against that Harry Armstrong. He'll beat him easily. If he doesn't, he's finished. The other fight, Ergovic against Dempsey McKean. Well, that's a shocker, isn't it? That's a shocker. And to think that they were mixed to fight Big Meech, eh? The Marvis Fraser of boxing. Right? Do you remember when Barry Epstein was saying Anthony Joshua's going to be bigger than Ali? But I think we heard that, didn't we, about Herbie Hyde? I remember that Barry Hearn going on about Herbie Hyde. Oh my God. Herbie. You remember that? Unbelievable. Until Barry Epstein Hearn had a few financial issues, didn't he? Oh, yeah. Cashed him in, didn't he? Cashed him into Riddick Bowe. Like you do. Like you do. But hey ho, so good stuff, innit? So, all right, we've got a few newbies looking to come on channel. Should be interesting today. I like a good laugh. So let's see. There's about 7. Let's see if they can get by the initial video call with me without having a mask on. Just so they can get my number. This is just a work number, isn't it? Turn it off when I go on. But Let's see if they can get by the initial initiation, the porky test. Unbelievable. A lot of time wasters, isn't there? My advice to all you YouTubers or wannabe YouTubers who've got plenty of rattle, no videos, no subs, but been going 10 years. Go have a look in the mirror and say to yourself, what am I doing? Just turn your camera on and express yourself. Don't be frightened. Don't be bothered about what people think. Why would you be bothered about what people think? Why would you be frightened? Somebody going to come and get you? All these big baddies in boxing. Didn't know. 90% bluffers. 90% of them are bluffers. It's the only sport where the lions, which are the boxers, like I've said, are scared of the rats, which are the promoters, because they don't fight. They don't go in the ring. They try and make out do like Eddie Hills, this 6-0 Iceman, who's now having golf days, talking about his amateur career, Eddie's amateur career. You know, once you tell a lie, you've got to tell another, haven't you? Or you've got to shut it down. Like Fury with his 7 million to charity. You got to shut that lie down. I notice how Tyson Fury and Big John Fury, they've gone quiet, haven't they, on Dylan White? How can they talk? They've got an opinion on everything except Dylan White. Well, I'm going to say a prayer for Dylan White. But I'll tell you what I have heard. Oh, yeah. I've heard Dylan White's going to put it on quite a few people when he sees them. Oh, yeah. I'd love to show this text here that I've got here, but I'm not going to do. Promise the kid I won't. I always ask first. Oh, no, don't. Dylan White's going to put it on a few people in boxing, so don't be surprised if you hear about a few people getting a few sculptures. Yeah. Few of you media guys. Yeah. And a few ex-boxers. I've heard he's spitting mad. Spitting mad. But we all know how it ends up, don't we? It ends up with a can man on a Dennis ticket deal on Fight Zone. Pop, pop, bang. That's how these sort of things end up, don't they? And us, the baying mob, as they call us, or the public, we get to watch it all, don't we? So sit back, with your popcorn and watch it unfold. It's a bit like when I used to be on trial. Years ago, I was on trial. People had come to court to watch the trial from my area because they were nosy. Plus, they like to know what's being said, don't they? They come to watch and I'd be there at dock. I look at them and I think, nosy, that's what I think. I look at them, I think, get these here. These are not your mates. They're just nosy people. And I say to myself, do you know, one day when they're at court, and it's happened twice, I'm going to go to court and I'm going to sit at back at court with a KFC or a flask and sandwiches. Because it's nice, isn't it, when you're not in court? And isn't it nice when you visit people in Nick and it's not you in the Nick? Yeah, I'm one of them. I visit mates in Nick. And it's great just to get out. When you get in there, you see your mate. When you get out, it's a great feeling. You think, God, I'm glad I'm not in there. So, but yeah. So, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. But Dylan White's going to put it on a few people. So, get ready. And the fake brother, he's not happy with a few people as well because he's reporting back who's saying what? He said, she said. It's one of them, isn't it? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens moving forward. But like I said, when things don't go well in boxing, they all jump ship, don't they? Look at Bean. Bean tried to jump the ship at Sky years ago to get on Satanta. You did, Bean. You did. You wanted on at Satanta, you. You did. When you weren't getting on with Chris Brown at Sky, before you did that to him, well, that's happening to you now, isn't it? Yeah, there's 4 of them trying to get your job, Bean. One day, the cock of the walk, the next, a feather duster. Always remember that. But I look at it like this. Look at David A. Right? Look at David A. Dylan White's training for what? Big Meech, according to David A. We ain't fighting him, is he? So you now look foolish, don't you, David A? Making up lies just to get relevant on a trending story. It must be awful for David A. Having to scurry about trying to get a few quid to stay relevant. Doing things like that when he's not hanging out at the back of that fake billionaire mate of his who owes everybody and every company he's ever had is popped. Hey? Yeah. So, okie dokie, 2 seconds. I'm here. 2 minutes. Right, I've got to go. So we've got something cooked. All right. Where's my mouse? So peace out. Keep on trucking. Keep sporting boxing. Don't have nightmares. And you, Gad. Let's get it on. Same age. Similar weight. I'm sure you could knock a bit of weight off. All right. Don't worry. I won't get you at weighing and swing you about like your with your ponytail. I won't do that. I'll just get you in an headlock and I'll pluck it out like a chicken, Boston Stranglehold. All right.